This is the OTB Television Network, a service of Capital District Off-Track Betting.
Good morning and welcome to the Handicappers Report on this Tuesday morning. Apologies for the late start. That one is on me, totally on me. So again, apologies for the late start, but certainly we're kicking off now. We're going to be looking at parks and Finger Lakes for this afternoon. I'm Seth Merrill, happy to be joined after the maiden voyage last week. Mike Jarbo of the Times-Union. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning. I guess you could call that my educational debut, as they say in the game.
And it was a pretty good start. I was kind of keeping an eye on your picks last week, and early on in one of the first 2 or 3 races, you had a cold $75, $77 exacta. So nice start.
Our Deputy Express paid $17, not that I remember.
Those are the kind that somehow stick with you. It always works that way. How was your Thanksgiving?
My Thanksgiving was great. Family, grandchildren, plenty of them.
That's what it's all about. A lot of great racing, too.
Terrific racing.
We saw Will Take Charge validate his Travers again, and I'm sure pick up with the 3-year-old Eclipse.
You know, one thing I noticed about Will Take Charge, that horse did not finish anywhere in the money or not even close in any of the Triple Crown races.
Yeah, I read something. It would be the first 3-year-old Eclipse winner in 9 or 10 years who hadn't won a Triple Crown race to win the 3-year-old Eclipse. And it wasn't, as you say, not only didn't he not win, he wasn't even in the mix
nowhere
in those Triple Crown races.
Nowhere.
But seemed to turn things on with the Travers and that late season surge. He certainly looks pretty good, as they say, for the 3-year-old Eclipse. All right, let's kick right into the handicapping for this morning. A little later on, I'm going to take a look at Finger Lakes. Mike's going to kick things off with Parks for Tuesday afternoon. The opener at Parks today is a maiden claiming event, $10,000 tags. These are 2-year-old fillies going a mile.
I'm going 5, 4, 6 in here. I love this race because I think there's going to be a very bad, very vulnerable favorite in this. I'm going with number 5, Happy Hattie, who pressed a slow pace last out and hung late. And if you look at the races a couple back, this horse went from dirt sprints, tried a turf race, got totally eliminated, and had no shot. And then last time hung on the money, but I think we're going to see a better effort today. So my top pick is number 5, Happy Hattie. For second, we're going to go with Saratoga Fields. Saratoga Fields broke slowly in a key race debut and was wide, made too late a move in the second start, and I think with that whopping 22 buyer, I think she's going to improve today off that monster effort. And for third, Fleet 16, who is the likely favorite, class dropper, goes from maiden specials to 10,000 claimers, and I just think this horse is going to be way over bet. Last time was on a muddy track at Parks, went a mile, did nothing, and I think things going to be over bet. You want your money where you can make money.
Yeah, absolutely. I have no arguments with taking the kind of shot. I think you're right. Fleet 16, 9 to 5 on the morning line. Maiden special weight to maiden claimer. Just on that angle will take a lot of money, but this is no superstar by any means.
Absolutely not.
All right, race number 2 at Parks this afternoon. A starter allowance, the always salty starter allowance, the $8,000 level. These are 3-year-olds and up. They'll travel a mile.
1, 4, 5 for me. Charlie Bull on the inside showed pretty good speed last out, going a mile, going first off the layoff. And also, speed was holding pretty well at Parks the other day. So I think that's going to work to his advantage in this race. Last time, had a pedestrian pace and folded late at this level, but gets the rail again. And I think this one has some upside, and I think can get the job done today. My second selection in this race is Sewanee, who has won 2 straight, including finishing ahead of a next out winner in 2 back in 16,000 starter allowance. And this one also has a little bit of speed. And last out did get up despite having trouble, and with a clean trip, this one is definitely dangerous. And in the third spot, I have Crafty Concord, who ran down the opposition late after not that fast a pace and a starter allowance going a mile at Parks. So I think we'll get a good run out of this one too. 1, 4, 5 in the second race at Parks.
And I'm noting your number 1 horse, Charlie Bull, the owner line, owned by Dumb and Dumber. Not Dumb and Dumber stable, it's just Dumb and Dumber. So certainly there's some rooting interest there, I guess, that Dumb and Dumber gets the job done.
Well, that may be me after making that choice.
we will see. The third race at Parks later this afternoon, conditional claiming tags $8,000 to $10,000. The condition non-winners are 2 lifetime. 3-year-olds and up, they'll go 7 furlongs.
2, 7, 5 are my selections in this race. On top, I have Quality Harbor, who makes a class drop from 16,000 claimers to 10,000. 2 back just missed at this level, and tried to close into a fast pace and just missed. That was 2 back. And got cooked in a duel in that one too. So I'm gonna take Quality Harbor on top, take a shot there. At 5 to 2 in the morning line, I don't know. In second position, I have the 7 Siaka. I wonder who that one was named after. This one comes back from an August layoff and shows only 3 works, and I'm a little concerned about that. But seems to have showed a good turn of speed last out. Shortens up in distance, and finished third to a runaway winner last out. In the third position, I'm gonna really swing for the fences and go number 5, Cash or Credit, and just simply on the fact that we seem to get a pretty good run out of speed horses in the last couple days racing at Parks, and Cash or Credit's 20 to 1 on the morning line, and you're going to get all of that today after breaking the maiden versus state breds. But who knows? Speed might be good.
Yeah, and a lot of times once they break that maiden, a light bulb is turned on, and they can string a couple of decent ones together.
Exactly.
Fourth race today at Parks, a plain vanilla claimer, but down in the basement, $5,000 tags. These are 3-year-olds and up. They'll go 6.5.
265 for me in this race. Thinking of Girls is one of our old friends from Saratoga this year, if I remember right. This one sort of went south after being claimed up there, but shows a pretty good workout. Actually, 2 pretty good workouts, and also is with a trainer now, Keith LeBaron, who's pretty good at bringing horses back once he brings them into his barn. The horse stumbled badly in the start last, is in light. I think he's got a good shot in here. For second, we're going to go with Flying Master, who finished second in the key race, beaten ahead by a next out winner, and finished one head ahead of a next out winner after making slow gain into the pace, pretty quick pace last out. And for third, Dapper Devil, who closed well into a duel last time and gets a jockey change, and I think some of the back races show that this horse might be able to get the job done here.
Very good. Race number 5.
265.
Race number 5 at Parks this afternoon. Another conditional claiming tags $7,500. The condition non-winners are 3 lifetime. These are 3-year-olds and up. They'll go a quick 5.5.
We got the old 6, 10, and 3 for you this time. The 6 is Cuban Devil, who is trained by Scott Lake, and Scott Lake is no stranger to any of you. His horses usually do quite well at Parks. This horse has run well over the course, has 5 in-the-money finishes out of 9 starts there. Last time out, as a matter of fact, last 2 times out, this horse had trouble. Bobbled at the start last out, still got third, and 2 back, was 3 wide on the turn, and still managed to have a good finish. Finished a decent 5th. Takes a small drop in price, and I think Frankie Pennington might be able to get this one home. Should be forwardly placed, once again, speed. For second, we have Secret Shifters, who I think who's also a former New York horse. Goes to the next condition, has a pretty good lifetime record of 9 for 20 in the money. Shows some pretty good races back at Belmont, and his last out winner versus non-winners at 2, and took that race as a 6-5 favorite, and should be advances in the condition, and I think we'll get a good run out of Secret Shifters today. So once again, that is 6, 10, and 3 in the 5th at Parks.
All right, that brings us up to our first break. We'll take a short break here, and then we'll come back, continue our look at Parks a little later on. Finger Lakes, stay tuned.
Missed one of our TV shows? No worries. Now you can catch all your favorite programs online. Simply log on to capitalotv.com and click on the YouTube link at the bottom of the homepage. And look for our new podcast coming soon. capitalotv.com. Log on today.
Hey, race fans, head down to the all-new Clubhouse Racebook and get in the game. With live horse racing on more than 250 flat-screen TVs, state-of-the-art wagering terminals, fantastic food and drinks, an amazing Vegas-style atmosphere with seating for nearly 900 of your closest friends. Conveniently located at 711 Central Avenue, right off Exit 5 of I-90 in Albany, the Clubhouse Racebook is the better choice.
Using CapitalOTBBet.com is as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Simply log on with your username and password from the homepage. 2. Fund your Capital OTB account through our Easy Money, Green Dot, or Visa MasterCard options. And 3. Place your bet on one of our 3 easy-to-navigate wagering platforms, Capital Bet TV, Capital Bet Express, or Capital Bet Pro. CapitalOTBBet.com. Log on today.
The Capital OTB Handicapping Challenge Series is back. That's right, the 2013 Capital OTB Handicapping Challenge Series is back, and it's your chance to win thousands in cash and prizes and a seat at the 2014 National Handicapping Championship in Las Vegas. This month, the Capital Cup on December 7th. So sign up today online at capitalotb.com or stop in at the Clubhouse Racebook. And don't forget our Showviver series, Capital OTB's online handicapping contest. I'm Seth Merrill. Join me weekdays at 10 for Racing Across America. We'll look at important races from around the country, get insight from top handicappers and analysts, and preview the upcoming week in racing. That's Racing Across America, weekdays at 10, right here on the OTB TV network. Welcome back to the Handicappers Report on this Tuesday morning. Seth Merrill and Mike Jarbo. Mike will continue his look at Parks this afternoon with race number 6. It's a maiden claimer, $35,000 to $40,000 tags. These are 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. They will go 7 furlongs.
We'll go the old 1, 5, and 10 in here, and I'm taking a first-time starter on top because this field, you know, they're not so accomplished, and I think every once in a while you get a first-timer who can jump up and beat these older horses that seem to be perpetual runners-up. Dixie's Last Laugh, number 1, had a good bullet workout at Parks on November 19th. Is the grandson of Distorted Humor, is one of my favorite sires, and also has Dixieland Band underneath, which means he should show speed, and I'll be looking for this one on a wet track with that breeding too, that's for sure. So in the second spot, Irish Donnie, who last out came up short at 4 to 5, but likes to run on the pace, should be forwardly placed, and in this speed fest, and slowed to a crawl late in the last one, but we'll see. I mean, this is a difficult race with a lot of horses that just don't seem to want to win. In the third spot, I have Louisville Bound, who is favored on the outside, likely the morning line favorite on the outside, number 10, with Elliott riding. This one turns back after 2-mile starts, showed improved speed last time, and was second when dropped to maiden claimers, a pretty decent second after making 4 tries versus special weights. So the drop might help this one second time facing this company. 1, 5, and 10.
I'm like you, in a race like this, not taking the political correctness out of it, with some longtime losers. I like the fresh pace or some lightly raced horses. I tend to go in that direction. But Jeff Carl and I were here on Sunday and talking about sometimes you get these longtime losers who just find the right field. Well, yesterday on the Handicappers Report, I looked at Finger Lakes, and I have to admit, when I handicapped the race, I didn't realize it, but when Tony Kalo called it down the stretch, my top pick, a maiden, came into the race and finally found the field that he or she could beat. I've forgotten now whether it was a filly or a colt, but in start number 50. So every once in a while, they eventually find that field they can get through, and it happened yesterday.
That's almost a Zippy Chippy Hall of Fame with that one.
Halfway there, and got it done. The 7th at Parks this afternoon, a claiming event, 10,500 to 12,500. These are fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, going 3/4 of a mile.
7, 8, 6 for me in this race. Harbor Fox, trained by John Rodriguez, looks like the primary speed in here. And once again, speed has been dangerous at Parks, and speed is always dangerous, but it's been especially so there over the last week. This one has 2 wins in 3 starts over this course. It's a pretty good lifetime record at the distance too. Has 4 wins at the distance over this distance. So, and you'll also notice this horse had a big jump in the Beyer figure last out. Went up to 70 Beyer, which is a lifetime best. So I'm counting on a big effort out of this one. In the second spot, we have Bella Ridge, who goes turf to dirt. And once again, this horse has run well at this track, has 2 wins and 6 in the money finishes at Parks, and has good numbers over the surface. And the trainer, Lake, has a 29% win rate going turf to dirt. So that's in this one's corner too. And for the third spot, we have Don't Call Me Shirley, somebody who must be a fan of that Airplane movie, I guess. This one has only 1 public work on view, and it was a real crawl at 51 breezing at Parks on November 26th. But last out, this horse took some money and ran at a good track, got claimed by a pretty good trainer, and had a win at 2-to-1 odds. So I don't think this one's out of it either. 7, 8, 6.
8th race at Parks this afternoon, an allowance event, allowance non-winners of 1 other than. These are fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. They'll go 6 furlongs.
I'm going 5, 10, and 2 in here, and I'm kind of taking a swing with Conga Bella, who ran in 2 pretty fast races in her last 2 efforts, and made a nice late move in the last one. Has won 11 out of 46 starts at Parks, and has been in the money more than half of her starts there. And sometimes you get a horse that has like this intangible desire to win, and I think that's the case with this one. 12 lifetime wins, and sometimes they just have that little bit of heart where they just know the wire's there and they want to get there. And I think this is one that really wants to put on a good effort for you. In the second spot, I have Gnarly Girl, who is the 5-2 morning line favorite. Has enough speed to stay close, and has Anthony Dutrow as the trainer, and Dutrow's numbers are consistently good, and this one has finished in the exacta, 2 or 3 at the distance, and so that's my second pick. My third pick in this race is Andean Moon, who I don't know, keeps the same rider as last time. The really blew out a non-winners of 1 other than field Statebreds last out. Won by 7 at 4-to-5 odds, and was ridden out. Really didn't make that much of an effort late, despite prior race didn't show anything. But so we're going to go 5, 10, and 2 in the 8th at Parks.
And the finale today at Parks, the 9th race is a conditional claiming event, $7,500 tags. Condition, non-winners of 3 lifetime. These are 3-year-olds and up. They'll go 6.5.
9, 2, and 3 in the 9th at Parks. My top pick is Best 5, who was stuck between horses last out, has some speed and meets a bunch of horses that really don't seem to be able to pick their feet up early. This one has positional speed, and that should be in a good spot through the entire race while the other ones are spinning their wheels behind him. So Best 5 is my top selection. For second, I have the 2, First Ronin, who really did absolutely nothing last out. And this is, once again, I'm swinging for the fences with this one. Did nothing last out. But if you look at the race 3 back, it raced against, this one raced against Flying Master and didn't run that bad a race. And Flying Master was the next out winner. And this was our second choice in the 4th race. So I'm looking for possibly getting a huge price on this one underneath. My third selection is the 3 Ifrit, who goes second off layoff today. Was just sort of discouraged in traffic in his last start, and was bet heavily in that race, and gets some weight off and meets similar company today. So 9-2-3 in the finale.
All right, that wraps up Parks for a Tuesday afternoon. We'll take our bottom of the hour break. When we come back, Finger Lakes. Stay tuned.
The future of online betting is here, and only at the all-new CapitalOTBBet.com. CapitalOTBBet.com delivers a state-of-the-art wagering experience found nowhere else in horse racing. CapitalOTBBet.com. Log on today.
Funding your Capital OTB Bet account is as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Easy Money. Clearly the fastest and easiest method of depositing funds into your account. Make deposits or withdrawals in just minutes. 2. Green Dot Money Pack. Gives you instant access to your funds. Green Dot Money Packs are available at thousands of retailers nationwide. And 3. MasterCard Visa. Simply click on the link from the funding page, enter your account information, and fund your account. CapitalOTBBet.com. Log on today.
Each morning on the OTB TV network, you get the very best in horse racing programming. Weekdays begin with the Handicappers Report, where professional handicappers share their selections and analysis of the day's racing. Followed by Racing Across America, a daily conversation with racing personalities from around the country. Saturdays include Down the Stretch, where Mark Casano speaks with the biggest names in racing. And Sunday mornings, it's Loose on the Lead, where Steve Bick and I offer news and a unique lineup of weekly guests. All here on the OTB TV network.
Wagering at CapitalOTBBet.com is as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Capital Bet TV, the fastest and easiest online wagering experience where you can monitor 5 different tracks simultaneously. 2. Capital Bet Express. Its straightforward program layout and interactive handicapping information lets you build your wager quickly and efficiently. And 3. Capital Bet Pro, designed especially for the professional horse player. CapitalOTBBet.com. Log on today.
This is Steve Beck. Join me Tuesday through Saturday here on OTB TV for At the Races, my Sirius XM daily news magazine of the thoroughbred industry. Handicapping, interviews, analysis, everything you could want. 6 a.m. OTB TV.
Welcome back to the Handicappers Report. I'm Mike Jarbo of the Times-Union. I'm here with Seth Merrill. And Seth is going to take a look at Finger Lakes for us. The first at Finger Lakes is a 12-5 maiden claimers, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, going 5.5 furlongs.
And, excuse me, just to go back to yesterday at Finger Lakes, 9 races, excuse me, 9 races, 3 winners, a couple of them chalky, and then as I mentioned earlier, I had that long-time maiden that won and paid double-digit, $10, maybe a little something like that. So we were close to the break-even point, maybe a little better with the win percent, the win bets. But again, I felt like I was treading water a little bit yesterday because the track was off and played quite a bit like Finger Lakes did probably about 2 Mondays ago when it was speed favoring. Now it evened out by the next day, so I'll keep my fingers crossed because I just find that confounding because it becomes a jockey's game. A crystal ball, who's going to go out and take the lead? And they had a couple of crazy winners there yesterday. As I say, it was a little bit confounding. Had the 3 winners. And just to go back to that horse in the 9th race yesterday, I said one in career start number 50. I was wrong. I got to give Shah Sheer Ego a little credit. It was start number 49. So a little bit better than I gave credit for. But as I say, every once in a while, these horses just find the field that they fit into. And yesterday, it looked like Shah Sheer Ego was going to have that field. So it gets it done in career start, as I say, number 49 gets the job done. Opener today at Finger Lakes, 1, 7, 5, and 4. The number 1 is My Cousin Zinni. Second try on the move from Naira. Obviously, there's some serious class relief with that Naira to Finger Lakes move. Ran a decent third on the move last time. That was in maiden special weight company here at Finger Lakes, now moves in for a tag. So I think with the additional class relief, that venue class relief that the horse got last time should be benefited as well. And this win should be huge for owner Mr. Billy Fusillo. My cousin Vinny on top. Number 7, No, It's Not Me in the second spot. Another horse that's going maiden special weight to maiden claimer. Always a potent move. This horse did show some speed last time at 5.5 and faded, but with the class relief. And again, if the track is similar to what it was yesterday, No, It's Not Me could be very, very dangerous. And then, as I noted before, in races like this, I'll like to tend to a fresh face or a lightly raced horse, and that is the number 5 Strawberry Queen. First time out, I think you get decent odds. There's a little bit of breeding here. This horse has a sibling called Sandbag that was 3rd in the career debut and then won in the second start. That was as a 4-year-old earlier this year. So this is a horse making a late start in the 3-year-old season, but his sibling got off to a late start and showed a little bit of ability. So Strawberry Queen, being the first-time starter, could prove a little bit interesting in the opener today. Finger Lakes number 1, I have it 1, 7, 5, and 4.
Second at Finger Lakes, we have $4,500 claimers, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, going 1 mile and 70 yards.
2, the 1A, 5, and 7. The number 2 is Rainbow Express, and I just think this horse is back to the proper level. Last couple of races was up at the 7,500. You go 3 starts back, a nice second place finish when dropped to this 4,500, 52 buyer figure. That was a pretty steep drop off, some 12.5s. I think the decent finish there said, hey, let's maybe try somewhere in between. And I think they found 4,500's the comfort zone. So Rainbow Express gets the top spot for me. Second position is the number 1A, Ms. Birdwatch. Lightly raced in 2013, only 4 starts so far this season. Now gets to string a couple together, and I think that could be beneficial. Had a little late spring campaign of 3 starts and did show a little bit of ability moving start 1 to start 2 to start 3 in that springtime campaign. Now this is the second start off a fairly long layoff. I think this horse, who likes Finger Lakes, should be a little bit tighter today. Third spot, I have the number 5, Stevens Even. Just one of those who I think, if you look at the complexion of this race, I think Stevens Even is going to fit with this bunch. I will say I didn't quite know what to do with Never Know. Came in from Suffolk last time, was a beaten favorite, but a beaten short price, let's put it that way, it's 3-1. Had a little trouble at the start. I think this horse is better than that race showed, so that's one I'll just mention, Never Know. If the price floats up, you may want to take a second look at that. I didn't put it in the mix, but I just, that one's dangerous to me. But in the second race, I have it 2, the 1A, 5, and 7.
All right, moving on to the third race, we have a starter optional claimers, 3-year-olds and up, going 6 furlongs. Seth?
5, 6, 2, and 3 for me. The number 5 is Big Hot in the News, or I guess it's Big Shot in the News. It is Big Shot in the News. Solid recent buyers. This is a horse, I've said it many times, every once in a while you find a horse that just, if you look at the numbers, has a little bit of an edge, and I think Big Shot in the News does have an edge compared to the rest of this field. Now, that said, E-Coach, the number 6 horse, is on a 5-race win streak, and I think has some comparable numbers. It just looks to me like Big Shot in the News maybe is just slightly in better recent form, but as I say, very slightly. E-Coach is going to be very dangerous with the 5-race win streak, have that one right underneath. And then in the third spot, the number 2, Exley. This is a horse that's in the exacta more often than not in 2013. 6 exacta finishes in 10 starts so far this season. Lots of early speed. That could be dangerous, again, given the way the track was playing yesterday, but there's some other early speed in here. So, and yesterday there were a couple of races where the speed went out and dueled a little bit and got run down. There were other races, though, if horses escaped a little bit on the backstretch and opened up a little breathing room, at that point they were tough to reel in. In this race, I think there's enough speed that it's not going to be easy to get a lead, but as I say, like yesterday, it was a little bit of a crystal ball trying to decide which of the jockeys might go out there and take advantage. We'll see, but Exley does have that speed if that's a potential again today. Third race at Finger Lakes, 5, 6, 2, and 3.
All right, moving on to the fourth race at Finger Lakes, we have $4,500 claimers, 3-year-olds and up. Non-winners at 2, going 1 mile 70.
4, 5, 2, and 1. The number 4 is No More Taxes. just seems to be in some good form right now. Decent numbers, decent finishing positions right at this level. So I think this horse has found the comfort zone and seems to be in some good form right now, particularly as compared to most of the rest of this bunch. Second spot, Imperial's Catch. This is a horse that has a long time since we see a win. In fact, you don't see one on the page, so you got to go back quite a ways. But last few starts has been up in the hunt. Now, not a bridesmaid, but I always like to say in the bridal party, running 3/3 in the last 3 races. So again, Imperial's Catch just seems to me maybe in some form right now. We're likely to be up in the hunt today. And then in the third spot, Running for the Money. I just think this horse is one of those that seems better than the latest effort. That last start, behind a couple others who are in here today, that looks like an aberration to me. I think the numbers just prior are more what we can expect from Running for the Money. You never know. The form just may be going in the wrong direction. But to me, that just looks like that one just a little bit of an aberration. So I'll expect a better performance today from Running for the Money. And then I'll mention in the fourth spot, I do have Linda Rice runner that could be kind of interesting. Lyrical Lynx. Debuted September down at Belmont on the grass, didn't show much. Linda Rice shipped this horse up to Finger Lakes Preferred Pals, broke the maiden for 4,500 last time, now moves into the logical 4,500 non-winners of 2. I've got it down in the fourth spot just because the buyer seemed a little light, but I don't know whether we saw the best of this horse. Obviously did what it had to do to break that maiden, so Lyrical Lynx, I have it in the mix. I think it could be dangerous though, and I may regret how low I put that horse. In the fourth, 4, 5, 2, and 1.
All right, moving on to the fifth at Finger Lakes, we have $4,500 claimers, non-winners of 3 going 1 mile and 70 yards.
And again, I've done it in the last couple of races. There's a horse I didn't have in my mix. I'll just say watch out for. And this one was in my mix, and then I crossed it and moved another one in. Jade Master, the number 2, who's 2 for 2 over the track for Jeremiah Engelhardt. Just seems maybe on the numbers a little bit light. But 2 for 2 over the track, so maybe this horse hasn't reached the ceiling yet at Finger. So again, Jade Master, dangerous. Didn't use it in the mix, but I have it 3, 6, 10, and 9. The number 3 is Stage Debut. I think fits on the numbers, and then you add in the class relief. We might even see some improvement today. So I think Stage Debut, again, on the numbers plus the additional class relief, could prove very, very dangerous. Number 6, Retired in the second spot. I think this horse has proven to be live since moving to the $4,500 level. So this horse has now found the comfort zone to be competitive with a win, 4,500 non-winners of 2, and then a nice second, 4,500 non-winners of 3 last time. Goes out for Chris Engelhardt, and again, has just seemed to found the comfort zone at the 4,500 level. And then in the third spot, the number 10, Buddy Jones. Another Linda Rice runner. This one goes out for Whitehall Stable and finds some class relief. Got the venue class relief 2 starts back, moving up from the Naira Circuit to Finger Lakes. Dropped into an allowance event. That proved to be a little too much. Second start at Finger Lakes, they dropped down into a 7,500 N2, and the horse got it done. Now I think this is a pretty logical and competitive spot for this horse at the 45 conditional level, so Buddy Jones could prove dangerous as well. In the fifth, 3, 6, 10, and 9.
All right, moving on to the sixth, we have horses.
We're going to take a break. Break time. I need a break, baby.
Boy, do I need one.
So we'll take our last break of the hour, and then we will come back and wrap up Finger Lakes right after this.
I'm Steve Beck.
And I'm Seth Merrill.
Together, we're loose on the lead on Capital OTB, Sundays at 10 a.m. Why should they watch, Seth?
Sit down on Sunday, have a bagel, get some great racing conversation.
Cream cheese only, no jelly. Sundays, 10 a.m., loose on the lead, Capital OTB.
The Capital OTB Handicapping Challenge Series is back. That's right, the 2013 Capital OTB Handicapping Challenge Series is back, and it's your chance to win thousands in cash and prizes and a seat at the 2014 National Handicapping Championship in Las Vegas. This month, the Capital Cup on December 7th. So sign up today online at capitalotb.com or stop in at the Clubhouse Racebook. And don't forget our Showviver series, Capital OTB's online handicapping contest.
Using CapitalOTBBet.com is as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Simply log on with your username and password from the homepage. 2. Fund your Capital OTB account through our Easy Money, Green Dot, or Visa MasterCard options. And 3. Place your bet on one of our 3 easy-to-navigate wagering platforms, Capital Bet TV. Capital Bet Express, or Capital Bet Pro. CapitalOTBBet.com. Log on today.
Hey, race fans, head down to the all-new Clubhouse Racebook and get in the game. With live horse racing on more than 250 flat-screen TVs, state-of-the-art wagering terminals, fantastic food and drinks, an amazing Vegas-style atmosphere with seating for nearly 900 of your closest friends. Conveniently located at 711 Central Avenue, right off Exit 5 of I-90 in Albany, the Clubhouse Racebook is the better choice.
I'm Mark Cassano. Join me Saturday mornings at 10 for Down the Stretch. We'll inform, analyze, and welcome in the biggest names in racing. So join me Saturday mornings at 10 for Down the Stretch, right here on the OTB Television Network.
Welcome back to Handicappers Report. I'm Mike Jarbo of the Times-Union. I'm here with Seth Merrow, who's giving you some wisdom on today's Finger Lakes card. We're up to the sixth race. The horse is going for $4,500 tag, 3-year-olds and up, who haven't won a race this year, 6 furlongs, and this race features an 11-year-old and a 12-year-old. So these are some real hard-knocking old guys for you to take a look at.
Fits right in with us, the Graybeards. The Graybeard sixth race today, and I have a 9-year-old and an 11-year-old in my mix. So we'll see how that works out. 5, 3, 8, and 2. For me, the number 5 is a fair deed. This one only a 4-year-old, a spry young thing that just looks to have the best recent form. The last 3 starts, nice improving numbers and nice improving finishing positions. So it just looks to me like a fair deed, maybe primed to pop today. I did put a 9-year-old in the second spot, number 3, Port Royal. This is a horse that certainly likes the Finger Lakes racetrack. And when you talk about one that looks ready to pop, I think this is that horse. Like my top pick, this has a similar kind of just a feel of a horse that is ready to pop in the 3rd start of the year. Had a couple of starts in August, then laid off a little bit, came back with a 41 buyer figure and a 3rd place finish late in November. And again, just has the look to me of another one that is primed to go well this afternoon. And then we'll go out and use the 11-year-old Jalouk, the number 8 horse. Seems capable of grabbing a minor share. I mean, this is a horse that hasn't had a win in the past 2 seasons, but gets up there in the hunt on the numbers. I think Jalouk can be up there in the mix. Don't use that one with a whole lot of confidence. As I say, it's been a while since this one has seen the winner's circle, but has hit the board a number of times this year. So again, just comparing this one to the rest of the field, could get up there and be in the mix. In the 6th today, 5, 3, 8, and 2.
In the 7th at the Lakes, we're back with the ladies, fillies, and mares. Claimers, $4,500. Non-winners at 3, going 6 furlongs.
I have it 7, 4, 2, and 3. The number 7 is Hook the Edge, and just another one of those horses that I think has a buyer edge on this particular field. 5-2 on the morning line, and on the numbers, it wouldn't surprise me to see this one float down a little bit. I'll be certainly happy if that 5-2 holds up, however. 6-1 on the morning line on my second selection, Princess Katrina. And this one just has gotten some experience at the N3L level. And this one broke through non-winners of 2 lifetime, 4 starts back, and then the last 3 starts, again, has been at the N3, and the last 2 has shown a little bit of punch. So sometimes when they move from a condition to a condition, takes a few starts to get some experience and education at the level, and it looks like Princess Katrina has had enough of that to be up in the mix today. And then the number 2, I Love Lassie. This is one that broke through the N2L level last time. As I say, sometimes it'll take them a start or 2 to figure out the next level. That said, this horse was running against much better before dropping down to the $4,500 level 2 starts back. So this horse may be in the comfort zone. Wouldn't shock me to see this horse string a couple of nice ones together. I'm going to do a 4-horse exacta box in here, and I will say this. I would normally make this a 3-horse exacta box because I think that 5-2 on my top pick is going to float down, so I'm not sure if the value's there. I'll let you look at the board and decide. But yesterday I made a call of a play of the day and only went 3 deep. And yes, my 4th pick won the race. Typically I go 4 deep in these races, but my 4th pick wins the race when I only had gone 3 deep, and it was a $100 exacta that I missed. So I'm a little gun shy here, so I'm going to go 4 deep with a play of the day exacta. 7, 4, 2, and 3.
Seth, I've never heard a sad story at the racetrack before.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, the 8th race, we have $4,500 claimers, fillies and mares, in the condition of non-winners of 4 lifetime, going 6 furlongs.
5, the 1 entry, 2 and 7. The number 5 is Majestic Dreamer, just in some pretty good form right now. Went through the N3L condition last time. That was off a nice second place finish just to start before that. So again, this horse just now at the end of the Finger Lakes season seems to be in some really nice form. I like both halves of the 1 entry. They have different jockeys named. I would expect them both to go. And I think both halves have fired some recent 60-plus buyer figures. But looking at the past performances, they look like they might be aberrations. So I wasn't quite sure how strongly to consider these guys, but certainly on their best effort, both halves of the 1 entry can get out there and get it done. The number 1A, BK Delilah, also has some early speed, which, as I said yesterday, was very, very dangerous. Third spot, the number 2, Sassity, just needs to rebound to the prior good numbers. The last start wasn't much. It was on a sloppy sealed track. Now 3 starts back, was on a sloppy sealed track and won with a decent number. So maybe the form's going in the right direction, but I have a feeling this horse may be a little bit better than that. Chris Englehart trains, Michael Dubb owns, so this is a horse that earlier in the career was racing on some classier circuits, but since arriving at Finger Lakes 4 times in the money in 7 starts, the last 2 have not been so much, but as I say, I just have a feeling this horse is better than we saw in those last 2 starts. In the 8th today, 5, the 1 entry, 2 and 7.
All right, moving on to the 9th, we have an allowance race for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, and they're going 6 furlongs.
6, 1, 8, and 5. The number 6 is 2 Susans. 4 to 1 on the morning line. I don't think that's going to hold up because this is a horse off the win 2 starts back, looked to have a lot of promise. Followed that up with a disappointing second place finish last time as the 3 to 5 favorite. It was snowing that day. I just have a feeling that maybe this horse wasn't out there showing the best effort. I think 2 Susans has a lot of talent given what we saw 2 starts back, and I think we're going to see closer to that today. I hope that 4 to 1 holds up, and off the last race, maybe it will, because again, the buyer figure dipped a little bit. It was a second place finish. I think the betting public, though, I think folks recognize how good that race was 2 starts back, and they're going to jump on 2 Susans. But a 4 to 1 could be a little bit interesting. We'll hope that holds up, but 2 Susans on top. Number 1, Dark Desire in the second spot, put in a decent win off of a long layoff of over a year back on October 19th. I think this horse, again, is in some pretty good form right now and might be able to string a couple of really good starts together, so should be up there in the mix. And then in the third spot, the number 8, Lion's Term. This is a horse that really likes the Finger Lakes race course. 8 wins and 14 career starts, has some early speed, should be up there competing. 6, 1, 8, and 5. I'm going to do another 4-horse exacta box in this race. Again, 6, 1, 8, and 5.
Okay, in the 10th race at Finger Lakes, we have $4,500 claimers. Once again, that seems to be the price tag of the day. Fillies and mares going 6 furlongs, non-winners at 3. Seth?
Buy 2, they're cheap. Take a couple home. 4, 8, 1, and 3. The number 4 is Martina Bride. Just on the numbers, seems to have a little bit of an edge on a fairly weak field. So Martina Bride at 5 to 1 was interesting. We'll go out to the number 8 horse, Little Miss Lupe, who over the past 3-4 starts also has been putting in some numbers that are decent. Dropped down to the 4,500 level 2 starts back and seems to have found the comfort zone with a couple of second place finishes. And then the number 1, John's Mariah, 6 to 5 on the morning line. Moved up from Naira and won in the first start over the Finger Lakes surface. Buyer figure was a little light, but I wouldn't ignore this horse. Won last time at 1 to 5. I think he's probably going to have to step it up, but I think could be capable of that for Chris Englehart. 10th at Finger Lakes, I have it 4, 8, 1, and 3. And Finger Lakes in the books now. Mike took a look at Parks a little bit earlier. Those are but 2 of the tracks you can enjoy on the network this afternoon. Finger Lakes will kick things off, and then Monticello, Parks, Beulah Park, Zia, Turf Paradise, Western Fair, Dover Downs, Northfield, and a little later on this evening, it'll be Yonkers. Don't forget, if you didn't get a chance to write down our selections each and every day on the Capital OTB website, you can find the Handicappers Report, printable sheet there on the right-hand side of the page. Click on that. All the selections are right there each and every day. And don't forget to visit our new wagering site if you haven't already, capitalotbbet.com. As the logo says there, it is state-of-the-art. It's an upgrade from the previous wagering site. Been up now for, boy, I guess the better part of a month. I certainly enjoy it just about each and every day. All the features it offers are great. If you do have any problems, though, it's new, it's a little bit different. I think it's pretty intuitive, but if you do have some problems, you can contact customer service. All right, that's going to wrap things up for the Handicappers Report for this Tuesday morning. I'm Seth Merrill. Again, second voyage, and we'll hope, as we noted at the top of the show, you had a nice $75-some cold exacta last Tuesday. So we'll hope for more of the same today. Mike, thanks for joining me this morning.
We're going for a $100 exacta.
All right, that's what we like. That'll wrap things up for the Handicappers Report. Up next, racing across America. Stay tuned.
You're watching OTB TV, a service of Capital Off Track Betting.